Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Score big with rebates up to $2,000 on the Kawasaki Nav, Kawasaki's first ever fully electric personal transportation vehicle designed for cruising the good life. Be the first to nav your neighborhood. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location, where they can't wait to get you set up for football season.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
You've got used to one segment of Good Takes in the morning, but now there's a full show of Good Takes at night. Welcome into Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, welcome in Raff's Good Takes. I got to zoom in my camera a little bit, about 2 miles away on stream here. 424-645-6685. You guys can join in via the Starter Heyman text line. Facebook, YouTube, XL, Channel 961, all great ways to put a face to the voice. And shout out the man, AJ Ferrari. He just joined me and DP for one-on-one with DP and AJ Ferrari. So if you haven't heard from the Husker wrestler yet, national champion AJ Ferrari, you got a whole hour of him and DP on that what would be 8 to 9 o'clock slot. So don't tune in. Don't listen to it now. Wait for this show to get over. And wait for the next two shows to get over. We'll be here all the way till midnight. Once midnight hits, then you can go back and listen. Raff, how's it going on a Wednesday?
Not too bad. Not too bad. How are you tonight?
Fantastic. Obviously cool. I'm hyped for Husker wrestling. You know, that last hour alone, and you hear the energy in AJ Ferrari's voice and the passion. Like this guy's dialed in. Chris Raff, and like in a way that is a little unhuman, and I mean that in the best way possible. I mean, this guy's talking about like down to what underwear he's wearing in these wrestling matches, like that 0.001% better, whatever it takes. I will be absolutely prepared. So this guy is, you know, I'm trying to have a hard time of finding guys with that kind of mindset like it. It's. You know, I don't want to put too much in front of him, but it sounds like Jordan or Kobe or just kind of like that attitude where it's very, very detail oriented.
So I guess my first thought that goes through my head is, did you challenge him to maybe a little wrestling match or? No,
he's up at like, what did he say? 230.
Hello.
He's what's he dead squatting? I think it's like 610 pounds, 11 reps is what he said.
Good
on deadlifts.
Lord.
Yeah, 610 pounds, 11 reps, 600 plus. Like on deadlift? Are you kidding me? So no, I did not challenge him. I will never challenge him.
That's awesome. Yeah, they are definitely going to be a threat this year. I mean, they finished second last year. You got to think that. I mean, any program, you come that close, that fire that's built, then adding him to the roster, I think they're going to give it a run this year, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. Coach Manning, just just a great person, and what he's done with Nebraska wrestling over, putting together a top-notch squad the way he has. It's going to be fun, and also it's going to be cool to see the Nebraska fans, because the fan base, they clamor. So I would assume that they'll probably set some attendance records at Bob Devaney or at John Cook Arena at Bob Devaney Sports Center this year. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of attendance they draw at those matches, because I have a feeling that they're going to have some gigantic crowds this year.
I think that's a good call. It feels like it's heading in that direction. Because we had a Coach Manning on. Yeah, it would have been yesterday as well. And they're doing a bunch of new things. And also for this one, Friday, what is that, 6 p.m.? Yeah, 6 p.m. Friday, Army at home. And there's going to be a ton of alumni there. They're going to go ahead and put up Antrell Taylor and Ridge Lovett in the rafters for national champs. Also, Jordan Burroughs, he's going to be there, arguably the greatest of all time in that sport. And then on top of that, you get to see the show at home, and they've done a lot. There's a tunnel walk now as well that they added to it, so you get that cool fan experience. Got to change the ticker here at the bottom, as this is not fair time, as I've just realized. But as I was saying here, the tunnel walk that they have going on now as well adds some to it, and now they actually dubbed their student section as well. They are calling it the Red Kingdom. So they actually have a student section that they're doing. On top of that, like I said, there's also going to be the tunnel walk that I believe started last year, but it's really cool stuff that they're doing. It makes it much more of an electric environment.
Yep. And then they're also going to have a 3-division champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford, leading them out. So that should be pretty wild too.
That's right. Crawford's going to be there. How often do you get to go in a room and have two arguable goats?
Yeah, you have to go with Burroughs and Crawford. I mean, yeah, they got to be there. When you talk wrestling, the streak that Burroughs went on there for a good 5, 6, 7 year period. And
more than that, I mean, his career was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you count just the Olympics, but you count all the world titles as well. This dude's racked up so many world titles on top of the Olympics. And even when he was like past his prime, he was just destroying people. One of the scariest wrestlers.
So you've got definitely your Mount Rushmore, probably of boxing, your Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Yep. You've got two of them there that are going to be there on Friday night. I mean, that's just going to be that right there. Just to see that, and, man, I'll tell you what, that place is going to be buzzing come Friday night.
I would think so, right? And I would not be surprised to see an attendance record. It be shattered.
Yeah, easy. And then I wonder too, like have they released what John Cook Arena? I'll probably always refer to it as the Bob, but I guess it is still the Bob. But
John Cook Arena at the Bob Devaney Sports Center.
They've said how they're adding attendance for volleyball next year. Have they released any plans, like how they're going to do that? If they're just going to take some of the standing room only and put up seats? Because I wonder if that's something they'll do. I'm guessing they'll do it after wrestling season or after the spring season concludes, because I know they'll have gymnastics in there, or if they'll just start construction during the spring season, or what they're planning on doing to add the attendance in there, because they're putting a pretty good chunk of seats back into that arena. So it's going to be, fun to watch over these next couple of years, especially for wrestling, because you've got usually once that train takes off and you have a national championship contender, the crowds continue to go up. And we've seen how Nebraska fans, support their athletics, or when they get to that stage, that it should be interesting to see what kind of attendance they draw for the next, several years, you would think.
Yeah, and just what they have. This is October 8th. I haven't been able to find anything past that, or anything more recent, I should say. And the only details that we really get, and this is quote verbatim, and this is 10/11, Nebraska Athletics shared detailed plans for the first ever full reseating and parking process set to begin June 8th. It's time to coincide with the renovation of the arena to increase the overall capacity to more than 10,000. Renovations include switching A level from bleacher seats to chair backs and eliminating standing room only. So I don't know where we're getting to the extra seats.
Yep. So it'll be yeah, they'll put in seats where the standing room's at. And then I was also going to ask too, is there any matches that are being held at PBA, or is that something I wonder that's in? I would have to think that that's something on their agenda eventually to get to that point to where they'll try and go for like a 12, 13,000, 14,000 attendance for some of the matches. I would think that'd be on their radar that you'll see in the next couple of years. Also, is probably a match at PBA, I would think.
Yeah, they talked about it. Just looking at what they have, I don't think they have anything dubbed. Yeah, nothing left this year over at PBA. But I think Troy Dannon did talk about it. About this was maybe something we need to do more of in the future. And that's not for verbatim. That is me just paraphrasing. But I know it is something that I would be so shocked if they don't do it maybe a couple times or 3 times a year going forward, because when I saw it, and I love Nebraska basketball, and I hope they do good this year, but I haven't seen that place popping off outside of when we played Purdue at home, when Purdue it might have been number 1 in the country. I think they were, and we beat them. That place is electric, but then that volleyball is the only other time I've really seen it at that level, and that was just an everyday volleyball match.
And once again, I have my idea again. You know how I have these lights of ideas that I have. Monument Park with statues out in East Stadium one day. How about this? The Jordan Burroughs Invitational to begin the year every year, and you invite like the top 10 teams in the country, and you hold the tournament at PBA. Boom.
That sounds awesome.
Thank you.
That's a good idea, Raff.
You think Coach Manning's listening right now? I mean, I would think he'd have to be listening.
I know he would love that idea. I think it'd be pretty sick. I mean, and going back to wrestling, like Coach Manning's done a great job of really building this thing to the point to where it is at the point where it feels like it can really break out and be a majorly supported sport here at Nebraska. And if you got ideas like that, Raff, then we really put them in the spotlight.
It's what I've done again. I'm sure, athletic director Troy Dannon's listening. I'm sure Mark Manning's listening. Well,
they did put the John Cook statue down after you complained about not enough statues.
Yeah, I'm still fighting for these stadiums. I still think in that parking lot out there you can put statues, and then you still can park and do your tailgates and stuff out there. But yeah, more statues, and in the Jordan Burroughs Invitational Tournament, we're set.
Yeah, that'd be good. There's just a lot going on. I mean, it's officially fall here, Raff, and I know we got NFL power rankings or NFL standings that we'll talk to. Yes. But is there anything left in this first segment, just across all of fall sports right now, that you want to tap into before we get to the NFL? Because we also had Husker Hoops. They got that big win, obviously. Husker volleyball is just on a tear. It's scary if you got to play those guys. They have yet to lose a set to a Big Ten team. And then shout out bowling as they're getting ready to head to Texas, Fort Worth, Texas this weekend.
Well, volleyball is just a machine. I mean, usually when you go to Wisconsin on the road, they usually always give us fits. And I mean, there just wasn't much weakness in Nebraska's game. I mean, they went to Wisconsin, Madison. I mean, it was game over pretty fast, pretty easy. Kind of surprised me a little bit. I thought maybe they'd be a little sluggish, but they took care of business there. Now they're the undisputed number 1 team in the country, not splitting. They're the only undefeated team left, I believe, since Texas.
Texas lost it. Yeah.
Yeah. So now Nebraska's it. And now I guess now, I look at Danny Busboom Kelly, the coaching job she's done. Now being the coach, she's got to keep that fire lit, until the tournament gets there. Because sometimes you see some teams where like they drop one, towards the end of the season, and it kind of relights that fire. And now it'll be interesting to see if Nebraska, runs the table, can go into the tournament undefeated and still keep that fire to want to be, because I know to win the national title that they have that desire, but sometimes just keeping that every day in, day out for an entire season to keep that fire going. So it'll be interesting to see how they progress there.
Well, they might get there. They run the table. They got 8 matches left, and the competition is not necessarily stark, especially with it being a down year for Penn State.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the challenge. I mean, it's crazy to just constantly be going 3-0 across the entire Big Ten schedule as they are right now. But you got to think with the amount of veteran leadership they have and the amount of players they've had not only make it to postseason, but get into that semifinals, if not the finals. It feels like they're geared. Like even last year was a year where you loved it. You liked their chances, but there was still some new faces, some younger players that haven't had that. And you still had great leaders. But this year feels like you got a really good mix of veteran leadership along with some younger players. And because of all these games that they're having, I mean, a lot of the depth they've had have gotten plenty of reps as well. So if they run into a situation where, whether it's a matchup or whether it's just the X's and O's and what they want to do, they got some depth on the bench where if they need to, they can change things up.
Yep.
Luckily, they just haven't really had to yet.
Yeah, no, they had that one match where they got down when they did the reverse sweep they made
Kentucky.
And they made all the changes in the lineup basically and went. And you don't want to say the second string, but you went to the people that were on the bench and they were able to lift them to that reverse sweep, and that was incredible watching that night just for the fact that they made crazy lineup changes, then they came back and got the reverse sweep that night. Now and that's been like the only time where they've really been kind of on the ropes. Since then they've been, I don't think they've dropped a set. All of last month, I think they were perfect all of October.
They didn't drop a set.
They didn't drop a set. That's incredible.
Last time they did was you have to go all the way back to Creighton.
Yep.
On September 16th. It's just I don't know what you compare that to. You haven't lost the set since the 16th of September.
It's crazy. I mean, even and now it's even crazy. I think crazier for it, just for the fact that the way volleyball's grown and with all the different ladies participating in volleyball and how the talent spread out. I mean, there's NIL in volleyball, so you've got to think that there's schools that given decent NIL elsewhere, and that Nebraska's able to just accumulate the talent that they have, and they've lost some girls. I remember what Joe Juravicius's daughter, she transferred out. She was a pretty decent player for Penn State. She got the national championship last year. Mm-hmm. And it's just incredible what they've done for the talent they've accumulated and just what they bring in and then it's wild how it's getting to that. I mean, put up some national championships over the next 2-3 years. I mean, you start talking about Nebraska. Gosh, I hate to put the tag on it, but if they're able to run off some national titles, you start talking about them as one of the great dynasties. I mean, they're already a great dynasty in volleyball, but you're talking about them as one of the best ever. It's crazy, and just the love of the sport in Nebraska. It's wild. So
they just keep getting better. That's the thing that's crazy about them. Because I had to look it up just for reference. So Bergen Riley, you can make the argument that she's having her best season as a Husker this year.
Yeah.
And that is insane. As a freshman, she was all Big Ten first team.
Yeah.
2023 and in 2024. She was a all-American second team, 23-24. But she's got so many accolades, so many awards of being one of the best players, and this might be her best year yet. Despite all the hard work she has, that already says she's one of the best players at that position. Yep. She's having another year where it's she just keeps pushing the margin of how good she can be, and I think the hitting percentage is almost 50% higher than the next team. I think Nebraska's hovering with the last 2 games. I'm not sure how much changed, but I think it's around 350. The next closest team's at 310. And even that might be too much. It might be closer to 300. So
that's crazy.
They're a league of their own. And
they're talking about player of the year. They're John Cook said, Bergen Riley player of the year. And then Harper Murray would be his number 2. I mean, it's just remarkable how loaded Nebraska volleyball is. They've built it into a monster. It is definitely that, and it's became a national power. Like the television ratings, when Nebraska plays on national television, they get the ratings. It's cool to see what they've done.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska has a huge hand in creating pro volleyball. Obviously, not just Nebraska. You tip your cap to Penn State, Wisconsin, and all the other volleyball programs for just continuing to be there and trying to push the sport. But I mean, the volleyball day in Nebraska was obviously a seismic shift to how people thought about women's volleyball.
Do you think John Cook has any regrets not staying one more year?
No, I think he's happier than ever watching this team succeed. Because I do think John Cook is one of those coaches that truly just wants to see his players succeed.
Yep.
And, I think that's why, too, with it, shout out Jalen Reyes, but he was always the guy upstanding, and John Cook sitting back, just kind of watching his team. And obviously he had a big role in coaching that team, but I think he's definitely in the mindset of he's probably just loving seeing Bus Boom Kelly and the players that he's coached. And I'm sure he still talks to like players.
He's still on the payroll, isn't he? Isn't he an advisor? I thought when he retired that they kept him on the payroll as like a volleyball advisor, almost like an assistant athletic director type role.
I think so, but I'm not entirely sure because he had the thing with the Supernovas. So I don't know if he.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he took over as the GM there. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Because I was wondering if we'll get a national championship ring if Nebraska's able to pull off a national title. I would think he would, but I don't know what happened.
Him one regardless if he's supposed to or not.
And honor.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of the players he recruited and he coached a lot of them. And like I said, they keep pushing new boundaries. But again, like just last year, the Bergen Riley, Harper Murray, I mean, these players had so many accolades. It's just unreal. Here's some fun trivia before we throw it to break, Raff. How many times in the month of October do you think an opponent scored 20 or more points versus Nebraska in a set?
3.
Ooh, 4.
Oh man, I'm so close.
Just another stupid stat to tell you how dominant of a month October was. It's like,
and some of the scores, I mean, usually you see the score, 25-18, 25-21, 25-22, right around 25-19. Nebraska is winning sets like 25-10, 25-12. Those are crazy, and not against like cupcakes. They're like playing, legitimate top 25 teams. So yeah,
well, a lot of it, and Jalen Reyes explained it, is Nebraska is really good in the sense that if you use the analogy of tennis, you can, and this is what Jalen Reyes was saying. You can check him out every Tuesday. He does a great job on serve and volley. But if you're playing Djokovic, or playing Federer, one of the best tennis players ever, you're going to go all out on the serve because if he gets that serve back and you start volleying back and forth, that he's the superior tennis player and he will beat you. You got to beat him off the serve, and you get a lot of quick matches as a result. It kind of happens at Husker volleyball where they're like, we got to get an ace, or we got to really hurt these guys off the serve to where at least it's a bad pass and they just got to lob it over. But I think you run into some of those runs where teams kind of get sloppy on the serving because they're really trying to muscle them, knowing that this is going to be our best attack versus Nebraska. If this thing starts turning into a volley, we don't necessarily like our odds there. So you end up with a lot of those scores where they'll go on runs just because of serving errors. Shout out Husker volleyball.
No lie. Keep it rolling. I mean, it's definitely. I'd put up the thing. I don't think I talked about it on the show, but I tweeted out what is the Mount Rushmore of. Maybe we could do that when we come back. Let's do that when we come back. I'll ask a question.
Volleyball?
Oh no, I got a better question. So when we come back, I'll propose it.
Okay, I like it. Don't go anywhere. Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Verne as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need. Here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in segment number 2, Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket. As always, you guys are welcome to join in, 402-464-5685, Facebook, YouTube, X, Owl Channel 961. All right, Raff, what do you got for me?
Okay, so I asked this question, it's been about a month ago, maybe less. What is Nebraska's Mount Rushmore of greatest teams. So what are the 4 greatest teams in the history of the University of Nebraska athletics?
So 95 football, right?
I got them on it. Yep, that was one on my Mount Rushmore. Yep.
I'd have to look at some of the years of one of these guys. I want to get a basketball team in there, but like the best we did was won the Big 12 with Strickland back in that era.
Yep. See, and I can't that can't.
And I don't know if I can put that up there.
Yep. Nope. So these were my 4. So I had 95 Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
I had 1971 Nebraska football. That was the game of the century where they beat Oklahoma 35-31 the day after Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day. I think it was Thanksgiving Day or day after. I can't remember when they changed it to Friday, but so I have that 1971 Nebraska. Then my next 2 teams, this is where it gets interesting.
Which volleyball program are you going to take here?
I have the 2000 Nebraska volleyball team.
One of mine's 06. Is 2000 better team?
Well, I have 2000 because they're the only team that finished undefeated and a national championship.
Okay, fair enough.
So I have 2000 volleyball. And then my last team is the 81-82 Nebraska men's gymnastics team.
Oh, that's a good pull.
Because you had, I think you had 3 Olympians, might have been 4. I know that Jim Hartung, Scott Johnson, and I believe Phil Cahoy and Steve Elliott. But I have that, and those were my four for my Mount Rushmore. And I know I've had some people comment, like I know the bowling team.
I know. I was just trying to figure out which one to pick.
You could have the bowling team on there, but my question is this: if Nebraska runs the table and goes undefeated this year, does this year's volleyball team replace one of those 4 teams that I mentioned?
I think they do. Just by if it continues to be this dominant, it's the numbers are Nebraska so far ahead of everybody else, and
because it's fun. It's kind of fun to think of because it's like, would you remove the 71 Nebraska football team or the 95? See, I would probably remove the 71 football team and replace it with because the men's gymnastics, and we talk about greats, they ran off, I believe it was 5 consecutive years of national championships. But that 81-82 team, that was Jim Hartung's, senior year. So that was probably when they were at the peak of their powers. I'd have to talk to Francis and see if he would agree with me. There might be another team. He might maybe 80, 81. But it's crazy to think that this volleyball team, the history that they have in their hands right now, if they happen to, I just want the national championship. But then when you start talking about history and undefeated teams and stuff like that, because like what other, like if there's any listeners, what other teams, like you said basketball, but I was like, yeah, basketball, the best they'd ever done was they won a Big 12 tournament or Big 8. Yeah, it was Big 8 back then. Was it Big 8 or Big 12? Big 8.
Big 8. No, I said Big 12, but it was Big 8. You're right.
So Big 8
kind of one All-American in their entire history.
That's wild. And then you look at women's basketball. They had the one year where they went on a big undefeated streak. Was that not Jordan Larson? Oh man, what was her name? Hooper?
What era is this? Women's basketball?
Yeah, it would have been probably 10, 15 years ago. They started, I think they went undefeated for most of the year. Her number's up in the rafters. I know that. Is it Hooper or Jordan? Or no, gosh, cannot. It was, but they came out and they were undefeated for, I think they won like 24, 25 straight.
Jordan Hooper, that's who it was.
Jordan Hooper, yep. So that team, but they ended up, I think they got beat in the Sweet 16. And then baseball, they made it to College World Series, but never got over the national championship. And then I know the track teams they were successful back at the early 80s too. I know back when the women's team had was that Marlene Otte and those teams, but trying to figure out what the 4 greatest teams in the history of Nebraska athletics. That's always a fun little thing to talk about.
Here's something we can do. Give me the best program in Nebraska in the last 25 years. Number 1 being volleyball, right?
Volleyball. Yep. volleyball, bowling.
I was gonna say, I think it's probably bowling next.
Volleyball, bowling,
rifle team.
Yeah, rifle. I almost want to put baseball in there. If you go over the last 25 years, just for the success that they had early in the.
They had success early, and then these past couple of years. I mean, 2 back-to-back Big Ten championships. Can't. That's not nothing.
So would baseball be that? I'm trying to think if there's.
Well, I mean, women's basketball has been too up and down for me to feel comfortable.
Women's gymnastics, the beginning, from like 2000 to. I probably women's gymnastics. They had a slew of Big 12 and Big 10 titles. So
I always have the problem is like, where do we put Nebraska wrestling? Because it was always third place. We had Iowa and Penn State, but I feel like if those guys always overachieved, it still felt like, considering the amount of resources that Iowa and Penn State would put in, it felt like Nebraska and Manning. So I don't know where I'd put those guys, but they haven't won a championship. They've had national champions, but it feels like they always overachieve regardless.
Yeah, I agree with that. They've just always been in with, just teams that does blue blood wrestling teams that had been around for so long that and it's almost like they were like the Nebraska women's volleyball team, that they just always had the best athletes, best teams.
I think you could probably almost put them at third, because even if they're not winning the national championship, like in wrestling, they're that top tier. It's like Penn State, Iowa, Nebraska right now, and Oklahoma State's good, but they've always been in that elite tier. To where with baseball, even though they've had some success, I don't think we could ever say they were in that elite tier to where they were a strong favorite to get second or even third place.
Yeah, no, I'd go with that. But
all right,
I was looking at. No, I sorry, I got a little distracted. I was trying to look at Nebraska women's gymnastics because I think they'd be in there to be talked about as one of the 4 teams too, just of what they did early in the 2000s. I can't find because I know that they'd won, I think 3. I think they won 3 Big Ten titles. 5 from the Big Ten. Oh, 5 from. No. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look closely on that and see, because I know that Coach Kindig had that team rolling pretty good to where they were winning a lot of, a lot of Big 12 and a lot of.
So they got one in 2012, 2013 as Big Ten champions. And 14, they were Big Ten regular season champions, and 17, they were Big Ten regular season champions.
And then what happened? Can you see what happened from 2000 to 2010?
2000, 2010.
That 10-year period. Because I'd almost go out on a limb and say that Nebraska from 2000 to 2010 probably won 7 Big 12 titles, if not more. I know he had that.
So the Big 12, they had a bunch, and that was all the way till 2011.
Yep, and then they went to the Big 10.
Yeah. And so the Big Ten tournament, they've got 2012, 2013, and then, like I said, regular season 2014, 2017. So just 4 in the Big Ten, 2 tournament championships, and then 2 regular season championships. In the Big 12, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tournament championships in the Big 12, starting from 1997 all the way to 2011. So they were pretty much.
So if you're talking over the 25-year period or whatever, you definitely Nebraska women's gymnastics would have to be right up there.
Yeah, even in the Big 8. Again, these are tournament championships starting in the 78, 79, 1980, 82, 83, 87, 88, 89, 90, 94, 95, 96. And then we're back to the Big 12. But again, that's 97, 98. That is 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight Big Ten conference tournament championships. And then you miss a year, but then you go 1, 2, 3 back to back again. I didn't realize how unreal of a run they were having in that era. I was too young.
I keep on pushing. Coach Kindig is 3 years away from being eligible for the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, and I've been pushing for it for like the last 7 years. That when the time comes here in 3 years, he needs to be inducted, as just for the role that they were on with the titles. But looking back at the facilities that he was coaching a gymnastics team basically out of a classroom at Maple Lee Hall for almost 25 years, and it's just it's crazy the what he put together for a program with working with the facilities that he had. So definitely a Hall of Famer in my book, and hopefully in 3 years the university and Troy Dannon see it the same way, because he had that team on a roll for close to basically 25 years almost.
He only got the Coach of the Year award once.
Yeah, national Coach of the Year, correct? But he won
national.
He won a slew of them, like Big Ten Coach of the Year and Big 12 Coach of the Year. So,
yeah, well, conference Coach of the Year, he got it every year from 94 to 98, 2000, 2003, 2007, 2009, 2011, 2012.
Yeah,
so I think he's going to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think he's a lock to get in here in 3 years. I'd made a push for it a couple years back, and I was told that you have to wait, I guess, to be a head coach or whatever. You have to wait 10 years after you're finished. So I guess in 3 years we'll see if he's inducted into the Hall of Fame. But I think that he's got the resume that definitely deserves it. So
definitely,
we'll see.
Well, with that being said, we'll go to break here. We don't get a ton of time left, so we can save NFL, a little bit of NFL tomorrow, along with some Husker football. But we do got Raff's Good Take on the other side. Don't go anywhere. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Verne as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment, Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket. You guys can join in. Last second comments through the stream or the Starter Heyman text line. Raff, what do you got for us on a Wednesday night for Raff's Good Take?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to my buddy, Jeremy Stanley. It is Jeremy's birthday today. I just wanted to wish him a very happy birthday. Just a great dad, great husband, just a super great friend, just someone that I always look forward to seeing. I've definitely had a few cigars with him over the last couple of years. Just enjoy his company. Jeremy, I hope you have a really great or have had a really great birthday. I'm sure that he has. And just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And you are Raff's Good Take.
Well said. Well said, Chris Raff. I'll give mine out to the Chicago Bulls. 6-1. Who would have thought?
That is classic. So,
yeah, go ahead.
And I was going to say the Chicago Bulls. So how are you living without ESPN still, or are you able to watch it? Do you have Hulu, or are you able?
I am able to watch it. Yes,
you are able. See, I'm going without ESPN and ABC. I've been going now for over a week, and I'm surviving. I'm making it day by day. I'm hoping that eventually I can watch Monday Night Football again. I really did miss watching the Manning cast on Monday night. That's always kind of my enjoyment for watching Monday Night Football, but I'm surviving one day at a time.
Hey man, we got to make our sacrifices, and if you have cable, the YouTube TV blackout doesn't really bother you as much. It's just, I don't know. It feels like we need to go back to cable. I do not like the streaming service era.
I never thought I'd see the day where I would not have ESPN. I mean,
I never thought I'd day where I didn't even really care to watch ESPN.
Yeah.
Like I like watching the games on ESPN, but like, man, those mornings used to be the best. You'd wake up and you got the ticker at the bottom.
Yeah.
And you would you go through the, Sports Center top 10, you watch that, maybe a couple times before you go to school if you got up early enough and it looped around, and you hear all the big segments, and then you go to school and then you talk about, did you see the top 10 plays or whatever it was or whatever the news was. And now it's like, I just don't care for it. I don't know if the content's changed or my heart's changed, but it feels like it's just a completely different product. It's more about, here's what I think, then here's what happened. And I guess that's where I kind of struggle with it. It's too much opinion, then here's the updates in the morning to get you ready for your sports day.
Yep.
Because
Nebraska,
and it's just like every morning for a while there. You probably remember it too, Raff. It's like LeBron versus Kobe. It's like, well, come on, this Monday through Friday we've been talking about LeBron versus Kobe, and then it switches to MJ versus LeBron, and it's like that stuff's fine, but they kind of just bang on the hammer way too much on the same topic. So I miss the old ESPN and the old cable days.
Yeah, and Nebraska's on FSN, Fox Sports One,
yes,
I believe.
Yeah,
so that would be another week where it won't, come into chaos for Nebraska fans if they would have happened to be on, ESPN, which I guess now that it's mostly SEC, you don't have to worry much about that. But at least that's something they don't have to worry about. So we're good to go another week. We're safe with Nebraska football. So we're good. We're good. So I'll go with that ESPN another week.
SEC is going to be fuming with the ESPN, you would imagine.
You would think, but but then again, they got their money. Or I'm guessing they've got their money already. So long as that money's in the bank, they're good to go.
That's true. I guess they did already. But I mean, you still get your name out there. But you're right. They do have the money in the bank already.
But it's just got to be frustrating, for like the Monday Night Football crews, knowing that not as many people are watching, like the Joe Bucks and Troy Aikmans and, Peyton and Eli, thinking that, they're going to be on. And then you just have, a lot of people that just aren't watching it. Like, I love watching the Manning cast, but it's like, I'm not going to go crazy trying to get it. I'm just going to hang back and hopefully YouTube will get it back eventually. And then I guess I'm set until the Broncos play on Monday Night Football or something. Then I'll be forced. They'll force my hand, I guess.
Yeah, and let's get Kevin Dawson chiming in. And have you also noticed all the national sports shows promote gambling now? He says, "What's up with that?" Yeah, it's annoying. It's money. I mean, that is what is up with it. I mean, it's just always about money. But yeah, I mean, it's just, again, you get to these sports shows and it's like, okay, what are we going to talk about? And then it's like, well, here's the spread, here's the parlay, here's my pick, here's what I have, and it's like, it's kind of like talking about your fantasy football team.
It's so crazy though. You look back over the years, if you even mentioned gambling, like Al Michaels through the years always makes the comment like, this is a very important field goal for some people out there and stuff like that. And it's so crazy that, you couldn't even say the word gambling. And now it seems like every league is proudly sponsored by FanDuel or DraftKings, or it's crazy. And then even ESPN, they have their own type of price picks thing going now. So it's
they're when they, with the Rozier case, when that broke out and they're talking about it on ESPN, they had the FanDuel ticker at the bottom and just real quietly took it off. And then when the segment was over, they put it back up. And I was like, come on, like, you can't take it down and then put it back up. Like, stick to your guns. If you're gonna say it's this beautiful thing, then you can't, hide it when it's uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And I'll get off the gambling because I do talk about it too much. But it also, to me, it isn't also just outside of the morality. It's also not the best content. It just really isn't. You talking about parlays and, oh, this is what I see. You're like, I really do mean it. It's kind of similar to hearing about someone's fantasy football team, and sometimes you're curious, but just a little bit. Maybe you want like one known fact. Hearing about people's parlays, and it's fun. But yeah, after a certain point where it's like, what do you think about this parlay? What do you think about this spread here? And it's like, I don't know, man. It's your money. Like, spend it how you want.
I'm still trying to figure out what a parlay is. If I ever figure that out, then I guess it'll make more sense to me.
Parlay is the easiest one. It's just two bets put together, or three bets, or 4 bets, or 5 bets, or 6 bets.
That's what that is. Okay.
Yeah. Parlay, you put a bunch of bets together, and then they all have to hit. And if they all hit, obviously the odds are a lot higher. It's how they get people, though, because you put like 3 bets together, and then the odds go up like crazy, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is such easy money." And then there's a reason why they always tell you to use those parlays, is they almost never hit. If you're lucky, congratulations. Again, you can gamble if you're an adult. I don't care, but just get off of ESPN just once in a while at the very least. All right, Chris Raff, got any final words for the people of Lincoln, Nebraska?
Everyone, be nice to each other, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.